Mrs. Harris is a very nice and sweet person. I think she's very dedicated to her job and to the students who she serves. And I think that she is probably one of the most knowledgeable teachers on our campus.
Okay, my thoughts and opinions on Mrs. Melissa Harris. I think she's fabulous. I love her and I love everything about her. I think that she is the perfect person for being the activities director. I believe that she knows her stuff. She's got a heart for the kids that goes way beyond what is normal and expected.
For our artists, we said Bob Ross. No mistakes, just happy accidents.
Travis Scott, Tucker.
We're gonna have 15 minutes of silent time. This is purely time for your beautiful brains to think outside the box. So the first assignment, I'm gonna give you 10 minutes to do this. If you need more than 10 minutes, keep working on it. But I'm gonna let you know when you've been working on this first task for 10 minutes. Are we clear? I think I'm living my life with a sense of purpose because I constantly reflect on my actions, and so I know the type of teacher I want to be. I know the type of mom I want to be, wife, friend, daughter. And so I constantly reflect back on that. And actually, I'm Buddhist, and so in my Buddhist practice, we at the beginning of the year, we write down our goals. And if I'm feeling like I'm really struggling with something, or I'm having a really hard time, like really being true to myself, or I'm really struggling with something, I seek guidance and from different Buddhist leaders to try and make sure that through my prayer I can get back on track. So I just think the constant checking back in with myself of what my purpose is helps me make sure that I'm living my purpose, and then if I get off, that I can get right back on. How I got where I am today is by listening to myself, whether it was the friends that I hang out with, or the relationships I have with my friends, or the man I chose to marry, or deciding to have a child, or deciding to become a teacher. I think the way I got here is just never giving up. I had so many obstacles along the way. I've had friends who were really mean to me. I've had boyfriends who were really horrible to me. I have had fights with my parents. You know, I've done things in my career and everything just that maybe were a setback, but no matter what, no matter the challenge, I never gave up. So I think I am where I am today because I persevered and I didn't believe in the self-doubt that I had sometimes in my head, and I just decided I was going to succeed. And I'm still a work in progress, so there's lots of things I still want to accomplish, but I'm happy about where I am today. The person who influenced me the most is, his name is Daisaku Ikeda, and he's a world peace activist. And he's the leader of my Buddhist organization. And I think his belief is, that he wants all of us to live lives even greater than he has, and so I feel like whenever I'm really struggling with something, he writes on topics about life, about different components of life, about school, about relationships, about friendships, about self-confidence. And so I feel like whenever I'm having, I feel like a lack of any of those areas, I can read an article that he's written or read a dialogue that he's had with a world leader. He lives in Japan, so it's not like I can just call him on the phone. I have written to him, or I can't just go, across the street and see him, but he's been the most influential because in the time, like in my darkest moments, I've been able to read his literature and it's inspired me. So I really, really care about them as individuals. Like, yes, I want my students to learn Spanish. Yes, I want my students to have great homecoming events in the leadership class. But most importantly, I want them to be happy people. And if I see them struggling, I go up to them and say, is everything okay? If they're not learning, I want to give them targeted practice to help them learn. I think that component, and also the fact that I know I'm a work in progress, and that so if I give a really boring lesson, I'll come back the next day and be like, you guys, I'm so sorry. We're gonna have more fun today. So I think I'm constantly looking at how I can improve, and I'm constantly seeking feedback from my students. Every year, I have a different group of students, and every year I have to match my teaching to the type of students and the need. And so I'm constantly like, do you want more games? Do you want less games? Do you want more lectures? Do you want less lectures? Of course I'm gonna teach them, but the way I teach can vary depending on my students' needs. So what do I value most in just my life in general? And I might cry, it's my son. And if you can see back here, there's a picture of him right here and right here. Here's another beautiful picture of him. This is Jackson. And the thing I value most, why I chose him is because I feel like I have an opportunity to raise this young man to be a really wonderful friend, partner, husband, child. I just get to really instill tons of confidence in this young man, and I get to help him grow up. So I just have so much pride, and I value him the most. One day, maybe all of you will be parents, and you'll far from now, and you'll know there's nothing more magical than giving someone life. So what I value most at my job are definitely my students. Definitely. Yeah. Like, there's no doubt, and I've said this so many times to different classes that it makes me so sad when students graduate, because in no other job every year do you get like a new set of people. And so I feel like when seniors graduate, it's like there's a huge firing at the company I work at, and nobody's ever coming back. So it's you know, like, because you seniors, you graduate and you have to go on and you have to become like freshmen in college or get into a trade or whatever you do, but you're not at the company anymore. You're not with me. And so I value the 4 years that I have with all of the students. So thank you.
3 words I would use to describe Ms. Harris are amazing, awesome, hardworking.